Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. This is my 30-day challenge. I think this might be video 16, so we're just kind of trucking along here. So I'm sharing with you obstacles that stood in my path, in my way to transformation that prevented me from getting there. So today, if you saw the post, bless you. If you saw the post, you might be a little bit curious about this, but several years ago, I think I saw it on TV. What's up, Ursula? They were talking about a poll that had been done, and they had polled several women, like thousands, like it was a national poll of some kind. And I don't remember all the particulars. So for you really data-driven people, I'm sorry about this, but I don't think that the numbers are really what matters here. But in this poll, they'd asked women, essentially, would you rather be, what's up, Forrest? Would you rather be smart or thin? Like, if you had the opportunity to be thin, would you exchange how smart you are in order to be thin? And a massive amount, like a very large percentage of the women polled said they would rather be thin than smart. And the report on it, of course, was just like, the reporter was horrified. Like, what? How? This is the worst idea. Like, why would this just shows how unhealthy as a nation our women's body image is. And when I was listening to this, so this was before I had begun. I would say it was very early in my path to transformation. So this was definitely where I was still struggling internally. And I'll be honest, I listened to it and I was immediately conflicted. And the reason I was conflicted was because smart Sarah, Sarah using her rational brain knew that would be, that is the devil's deal. Like, and you do not take that deal. Like whatever intelligence we have, we need to cultivate that intelligence because that affects everything else we do, right? You don't just want to throw that away. But deep down inside, my heart said, but if I had that opportunity, I might take it. I might just take it. And I knew that. And so not only was I conflicted then, because I knew one part of me said, that's a bad idea. And one part of me said, oh, that sounds like escape. That sounds like finally getting what I want. Then there was a third part of me that just piled shame on top of, Sarah, how could you possibly even consider this as a potential path to take? And so that was where I was in that moment. Now, I can tell you, looking back on this, hindsight being what it is, I get it. I get why past Sarah, there was a part of her that would be willing to take that deal. And at the time, I would have said, oh, if I do take that deal, it's because I just really care so much about being thin. But now, looking back on it, I know that the truth, the problem behind what I was facing there, or the truth behind that choice was I was in so much pain, so much emotional pain from not being able to get what I wanted, that I would do anything to get out of the pain. So when I look back on it now, it's not that I actually valued being thin more than I valued being smart. It's that I just needed to get out of the pain I was in. And I'll tell you honestly, I don't blame past Sarah for that at all. I get it. I totally get it. And I've got a lot of space and love in my heart for past Sarah trying to get through that kind of predicament. Hey, Renee, good to see you. Thankfully, as I started to move along this path, so that was one of many things that sort of struggles that I had to overcome. And as I started to move along my path, I started to really see the problem behind the problem, which is that it's a question of self-efficacy. And I talked about this in my webinar last Saturday. And I know I comment on a lot of members' posts when, when I see it, when I see them, when I see their self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is the ability to set a goal and to take steps to achieve that goal. So in that moment in my life, I had zero self-efficacy when it came to weight loss and transformation. So I was seeing this goal that I just couldn't achieve, and I was feeling completely powerless in that place inside my life. And so as I've begun to transform, as I've begun to see it's not this goal that I want, it's just the ability to achieve that goal, that has allowed me to realize how important process is to getting your goal. And in fact, now I know that process actually far outweighs the goal. I'm going to say that one more time. Process far outweighs the goal. And the reason is because sometimes we'll set a goal, but if our process is good, if our process is sound, we might not actually end up at the goal we set. We might end up somewhere far greater than we could have imagined. And I can tell you that's been true in my life. And so the way I was able to bridge this gap of this deep desire, wanting this goal, but never being able to achieve it, and finally being in a place where I have self-efficacy in my life, where I set goals and I move in those directions, ironically, was releasing my vice-like grip on that goal. So another way of saying that is, for a long time, I had a goal weight of trying to be 138 pounds. The goal weight doesn't matter in this conversation. And at some point, I probably will share with you why I wanted to be, like why that was my number. But I wanted that so badly that I just bared down. What's up, Ron? I bared down and I had to get to that goal. The problem is when you have a goal that you will hit, that you want to achieve at all costs, that means any means will justify that end. And that can be a dangerous place. So for example, at the time, to get to 138 pounds, there's multiple ways I could have gotten it. Most of them very unhealthy. In fact, the way I got to 138 pounds was by not eating a full meal for about a month. Again, that's a story for another video. However, that being willing to do anything to get to that goal weight means we will do anything. And that's just not a healthy place to be. When I released that need, when I said, you know what, maybe this weight is, you know what, maybe I just pulled it out of nowhere and it's got nothing to do with anything and I need to let that go. When I was honest with myself and I knew that I actually had no idea what my best weight would be. And by best weight, I mean, at what weight would I feel the best? Would I look the best to me? When I agreed with myself and I was honest about that, that's when I was able to relax. And then that's when I was able to ask questions about, well, what is it in that goal weight that I'm looking for? And what processes can I take to cultivate those things? And then that's when my path became much clearer to me and much healthier and way more well-balanced. And so to sum all of this up, what I want to ask you inside this video is, what goals do you have in your life that you would metaphorically give up your intelligence for? What goals are you just gripping with all your might? Like you have to get to that goal, whether you have a way to get there or not. And I'm assuming if you're watching this video, it might revolve around weight loss. And I want to offer this practice to you. I invite you to take some time, it doesn't have to be a long time, but write your goal down and then ask yourself, What do you get from that goal? What are the reasons that that goal is important to you? And be really honest with yourself. And then I want you to keep that list. I suggest you write it down. Write down, why is that goal important to me? All those lists. And then maybe X out that goal and just look at what it is you want in your life, and expand your scope. What are all the ways that you can achieve those things in your life? I can tell you, when I released my grip of that random number, I'm at a far different number than that number is right now. And I'm way happier with how I look and how I feel than I ever was at that other number. So that's our practice for today, my friends, is to find out what our goals are, soften the grip just a little bit, be willing to open to possibilities, and find out what is really important to you. Just a reminder, at the end of this week, we'll be moving these videos to a separate private Facebook group, just to keep everything kind of clean on this group. We want to make sure people are coming onto the groups they want to come on to get the information they want to get on. So if you're enjoying these videos and you'd like to continue to follow along, please, I've posted in the post for this video. Just click on that post, request to join. We'll give you access, and then onward we go. So I'll either see you at the gym today or I'll see you online. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Bye now.